Gentleman from Colonial Heights, Mr. Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. A point of personal privilege.
Gentleman has the floor.
Let me commend the gentlelady for a tremendous speech. And I think anyone that's not been in her shoes with Nicholas, I'm sure doesn't know what she's been through. And I really want to commend her. I do want to say that, the toughest part of this job, I think the chairman will tell you, is we do the public hearings across the state. And I was in Harrisonburg this year, and I think probably of the 150 people that stood up, probably 130 were MR waivers or ID waivers. And those are amazing folks. They are just, their stories are amazing. I remember a family in Chesterfield where a father had two sons. Andrew and Peter, I always remember them from the Bible, but his wife had actually left him. And he, most uplifting man you'll ever meet, and he told me he was taking his sons skating that night. And they will do anything to keep those folks out of institutions. And we just hear story after story after story. But let me say that our Appropriations Committee on both sides of the aisle has made, I think, the number one priority the last 3 or 4 years trying to do something about this waiting list. It is inexcusable. As the gentlelady said, it's around 5,500. I think half of those are the urgent care list. And what that means is that they have parents at this point that might be in their 60s. As she said, you might have one of the caregivers who has all types of physical ailments, and they just ache that they might have to put their son or daughter in an institution. And one of the things that we really tried to do this year and we struggled with was what can we do to continue that progress? And one of the things we did was we lifted the freeze on the MRID waivers. And that is just crucial. I mean, the folks will tell you that freeze would have been no new slots at all in 2011, something I know we just in appropriations couldn't live with. We want to do a lot more. And let me say that y'all were nice enough to pass a bill that I had in and Senator Barker had in last year that basically has a plan the governor has to develop to basically eliminate that waiting list by the 2018-2020 timeframe. And I agree with the gentlelady. When we get out of this mess, that has got to be the top priority because government does serve very valuable purposes. And I think folks in that situation who are loving, who I think show God's kindness more than any people that I know, deserve our help more than anyone. So I would join with the say that I think on Thursday we've made progress. We need to make more. But I want to thank the Chairman of Appropriations especially for at least unfreezing those waiver slots and providing those families with the services they need.